kids to bed, dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Maffey.
What up? What up?
And he is the perpetual mid-carder and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Cephas.
Cowabunga is correct, dudes. Check it out. Day 811, and I'm rocking the Crash Jackson
Pokemon shirt.
Hell yeah. It's a good one.
Love that one.
Love that shirt. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. Tonight we have with us a very special guest, recurring guest now. I believe we had you on the last time Squared Circle was, or maybe it was after Squared Circle. I can't remember. But Squared Circle's coming up. The head honcho, the ringmaster of the circus, Ed Gonzales. Sir, how the heck are you?
You know, I'm a lot better, but I thought he was introducing me when he said perpetual mid-carder. I thought he was talking about me.
Well, there's been a development since the last time you saw me, Ed. Check out my latest edition tattoo-wise, man. It's not finished yet, but I put the Intercontinental Championship
For life.
Oh,
perpetual.
you're going to show that to Honky, right? Because Honky held the red logo.
Yeah, Honky held the red logo for sure. So I'm definitely going to give him some shit when we get there. So
Should have him autograph above it and then get that tattooed on.
Oh, that's dedication, bro. That's some work.
I've always been an Intercontinental Champion fan. Originally, because of when I grew up, the first person that I really was intrigued by was Jeff Jarrett. I remember him in China having the...
God, that tells me how young you are.
Yeah,
oh.
I was like 7 or 8 around that time. So
oh my God, I was a grown-ass man. Now I feel old.
That shit was really entertaining to me, and he was one of the first, man. So then you talk, Jericho's and Miz's and all that type of stuff, and now Gunther. I love me the Intercontinental Championship, so for life, you know what I mean?
I got to display it because I'm a belt mark, right? And I got to display in my living room, and I have all 4 of the classic Reggie Parks Intercontinental title, the replicas displayed in my living room, the blue, the yellow, the white, and the black. Yeah,
I'm a white strap.
I'm a big belt guy, but I love that classic IC title look.
Yeah.
You should get one too.
Yeah, my plan is to get the exact same title that I have, but I'm going to wait until I get my tattoo completely finished. And then I'm going to make myself a little tweet and Instagram post, and I'm going to wear the belt, and I'm going to take the belt off, but I'm going to still be wearing the belt.
So you're going to do the strap and the whole nine, not just the plates?
Yeah, see, I've got a Frankenstein right here, so I'm going to end the strap right next to the Frankenstein, and I'm going to end the strap right here too, but I got to put a Wolfman here first. So I got a little bit of work to do. It should be done by July this year. So I've got
God, man.
I personally am lobbying that Cephas wears a crop top all weekend.
Right.
Around SDX.
We couldn't handle his midriff.
I'm just saying it would attract a lot of attention to our table, I feel.
Like Blue Meanie running around.
Yeah.
People like, can I take a photo? Like, yes, if you subscribe to the Dad World Order podcast.
Yeah.
You know what? I might wear my first crop top Friday.
Dude, wear that, and then you can be like, if we take a photo, I'll show you my wiener too. And then
Yeah.
You see my wiener, Ed?
No, I'm good, brother. I'm good. Oh.
A Skyline cheese coney.
I'm a Gold Star man.
Oh no, boo! Take the food down.
Can I actually be completely honest? I've lived in Cincinnati, in the greater Cincinnati area for, I don't know, probably 25 years at this point. And I hate Cincinnati chili.
Hey,
I just can't. I can't do it. Like I've come to the realization that if you were not born and raised on Cincinnati chili, it's just not for you. Because
No.
every person I've ever talked to that is not from Cincinnati, they're like, oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
But everybody that's from Cincinnati that grew up with it, they would bathe in the brown meat water. Like, it just, yeah, I
Where's the
don't get it.
meat? It's in there.
See, that's the
Is that
thing, though.
cinnamon?
I steadfastly believe I don't consider Cincinnati chili to be chili. It's more.
It's not. It's a
sauce.
bolognese. It's a
sauce.
bolognese.
Sauce.
It's bolognese, absolutely.
When I think of chili, I think of crock pot.
Party.
It's so
You know?
thick that yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, brother.
Hey, it's the same thing as deviled ham and spam and shit like that. If you didn't grow up eating that shit, you ain't gonna get into it later in life.
The hell is a deviled ham?
You never had deviled ham, bro?
Oh, devil! My grandpa used to eat that. I love that shit.
It comes in a little can, but then the can's wrapped in a little white paper because it's
On
that.
some toast with some mustard.
It's got a little devil on it.
Forget about it.
If there's any redneck in you, go get you a can of deviled ham.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like ham salad, but in a can. And without any.
All right, that does not sound appealing at all to me. But
Yeah.
hey,
It's shitty, but I love it because I've ate it since I was little.
Same.
Like it's
But
well, the
Pepperoni.
other Cincinnati thing that I didn't understand that I still don't get the appeal is Geta.
oh my
I
god.
was gonna say that's another thing. People either love it or just completely disgusted by it.
Disgusted by it.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I'm disgusted by it is because I ate it by mistake. Because I thought it was on a buffet.
Yeah, you
And I thought it was sausage.
Because it comes in a little round patty like that.
And then I ate it. And I'm like,
This is
the worst sausage I've ever eaten in my life. And my wife, who's born and raised in Cincinnati, that's not sausage, that's Geta. And I'm like, what's Geta? And then she explained it to me, and I go, well, I'm never eating that again.
Well, my gripe with Geta, I love Geta, but I refuse to buy it because of how expensive they've made it, because of how popular it is in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
It was made because everybody was so poor, and they were like, let's just throw a bunch of shit together and fry it up. And now it's $7 an effing roll. And I'm like, no. Just because it's popular doesn't.
my
No,
foot down.
absolutely not.
Oh.
I'll make it myself.
Well, now that we've taken a trip down Cincinnati food history,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We need to get into the crux of the episode today because we all have a very huge fucking weekend coming up. Not this weekend. We get a breather this weekend, sort of. And then the weekend after, for us, it starts on Thursday because we're going to be at the Wrestling Revolver show in Dayton. Which,
oh, cool.
Yep. And then after that, Friday morning, we're as bright and early as we can get up and get going. We'll be heading our way to Indianapolis. And it's going to be a badass time. It's the Squared Circle Expo, man. You said something before we went on live. 92 guests this year?
92 guests.
Wow.
So we've been talking this whole time about it. Because we went last year as fans. And there's markedly more people there this year than there were last year, correct?
Yes.
I mean, are we doing stuff in the parking lot? Because I feel like it was packed last year. You know what I mean?
It was packed last year. It's packed the year before, but this year it's going to be packed. Realistically, we are adjusting the, I guess you could say, the flow or the layout. Obviously, it's still the same space. But we believe that with a couple tweaks in a few areas and a couple extra tables and a couple extra areas that we didn't utilize last year, it's still going to be movable. It's still going to be navigatable, all of that stuff. But that's why we had to cut off pre-sale ticket sales.
Yeah.
As of this morning,
Mhm.
Saturday is sold out. Pre-sale ticket sales. Now we will still have tickets on sale at the door Saturday, a very limited amount. But we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
That's got to feel awesome, though, as the event planner for you to be essentially sold out of the majority of your entrances. I would imagine you've hit your quota, if you will. You know what I mean? It's got to feel good to go into this. Okay, now let's just have the event.
Sure. It's you have this weird fight in your brain, right? When something like this comes up, where you say, "Oh my God, we're sold out. We've done everything that we could do, and we've sold out." But then you got the other part that's like, well, we can make more money. You know what I mean? If we kept selling tickets. But, this is one of those things that I always say kind of separates us from some of the other conventions or events. And I don't mean just wrestling. I just mean in general is I think there's people that use that other side of their brain that says we can make more money if we sell more tickets. But we didn't want to sacrifice the experience for a few extra bucks, right? Me and my partner Adolfo, we talk about it all the time. Me and Adolfo, we have great careers, like beyond Squared Circle Expo. And so we are not as money motivated with Squared Circle. Don't get me wrong, money's great, right? Like, we want money. Money's perfect. But we have this awesome place where we're at in the world where we would rather be the cool place with the hot ticket that's kind of limited than to be the place where we sell 1 million tickets and everybody's miserable because they can't move around.
Yeah,
right?
I get that.
So we kind of take that, what experience do we want? And that's what we try to sell. So,
Sure.
Yeah. And for me, I was thinking too, 92 guests, man, it's not going to be too hard to meet who you want to meet. There's going to be people like Sting and Kane whose lines are going to be a little bit longer. But for the most part, man, if you're on it and you're there both days, you can meet a significant, if not every one of those people. You know what I mean? It's all about how long you've to spend and whatnot. It can be done, 92.
No, for sure, and we always stress, it's a 2-day event. And if you truly want to experience everything and meet as many people, you're going to have to come both days. Now, I get it. A lot of people are like, well, I can't because I work and blah, blah, blah. And then it's totally fine. I totally understand that. But, most people work 9 to 5. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people, that 5 o'clock rolls around, get in the car, head to Squared Circle Expo on Friday and experience the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like I said, we went as fans last year. I brought my daughter with me. I know Mike brought his family, and it definitely felt like we got to do a lot of stuff, but it was definitely like, man, there was a lot of stuff I wish I could have done more of, and
Right.
It's definitely that, yeah, you got to go Friday, Saturday type thing. But as packed as it was last year, I never felt like claustrophobic or anything like that. It was just everything flowed really well.
That's one of the big things. We got to, logistically, you got to work it out to where, because I'll be honest, it was the second year we had a real big problem with bottlenecking in a couple rooms. But we adjusted, right? And we fixed it. And I think last year, it went really well. And of course, there's always things to improve on. And that's what we're going to do this year and kind of adjust it a little bit more.
Right. Last year, I remember, I think it was like Jamie Hayter, maybe it was MJF's line. One of the two was, we walked in and we were like, God, is this the line for the whole thing? But to give more points to the people you have, volunteering and working there and stuff, there are so many people that work there for SCX that were like, oh no, come here. This is this line. Yes. And everybody is just on the ball in terms of getting people moved around where they need to go and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
We even got to see a couple of our friends who were volunteers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
It was pretty neat.
So let's get into the event Saturday night. I need to know how much.
You gotta talk, big dog.
Phil, how much booking do you have control of when it came to Parade of Champions?
I booked it all.
You booked it, so this is your card. So first off, let's check out the main flyer for those of you who are watching along with us. Look at that flyer right there. First off, that is A1 perfect flyer. I mean, it is beautiful, dude. I love it, man. I love it a lot. And to update it, boom, it's sold out. And that is the event that's going to close out the event. And it's got a list of matches that are just ridiculous, man. And we definitely want to go through them real quick and just kind of let people know technically, I guess, what they're missing, because there's no way anybody else can get to this unless.
Now you say that, you say what they're technically missing, but we have an announcement on. It's coming up. I can't reveal it yet, but we have coming up. It'll either be Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. of how anybody and everybody is going to be able to watch Parade of Champions at no charge.
Oh.
Well, how about that?
Well, we bought the last 4 tickets, so we're going.
If we would just waited with a couple of weeks.
No, I'm making signs and I'm going crazy.
Well, this wouldn't be in the building, so just a heads up.
So, first match
Okay.
on the docket here, man. VSK and Trey Lamar for the TSW Championship. I've been to quite a few Tri-State Wrestling events, and VSK is a national treasure. I think that guy is he's fantastic in the ring and on the microphone. And I've probably seen Trey 2 or 3 times, but I'm excited to see these guys, kick each other's ass. It's gonna be a fun match, man. I'm definitely excited for that one.
VSK, we had him on the card last year at Squared Circle Expo. VSK was the defending Tri-State Wrestling champion.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to get it back. So
yeah, that'll be a good match. And then next up, I hear we got a scramble here, which holy shit in this scramble here. First off, we got our boy Jake Chris. I can't believe that you booked Tommy Rich, let alone somehow have Tommy Rich in a fucking scramble match. First off, my boy Bomani's in there. My boy Ledbetter, Mance, Justin Xavier, Colt Cabana. It's literally like everyone that's on there. I'm excited for, man. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be unpredictable. You know what I mean? Look at the talent in there. Who's going to win that? Who fucking knows?
And you know what? That's going to be to crown the first ever Squared Circle Expo Prime champion. And
oh wow,
and that is going to be up to anybody. Now, me personally, my personal favorite, because we've already discussed that I'm old. Man, if Tommy Rich walks away with that title, I'm going to be a super happy man.
Yeah,
bro, I think I private messaged you when you guys announced that one. Like, dude, holy shit, Tommy Rich.
Former NWA Worlds there's actually 2 former NWA Worlds champions in that match, Tommy Rich and Colt Cabana.
Hell yeah.
That and Scott Norton both blew my mind.
Scott Norton is my number 1 guest, by the way. People ask me all the time, like, you book all these people. Who's your favorite for the Scott Norton? It wasn't even a thought.
I'm waiting in his line. That's for fucking sure.
For sure.
I'm excited to meet him. And this one here, bro.
This is gonna be awesome.
I love both these guys, man. We've seen Jake a lot in this area. I've never personally been able to see Matt Riddle. And I own like 6 of his shirts, and he's been awful nice to me on the tweeter. So I'm excited to yell at him in person, man. It's gonna be.
I'm excited to see this kind of Riddle and see what he does under, or should I say, not under the veil of the WWE.
Now, also know that match isn't just a match. That match is for the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Championship.
Oh shit.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. God, man, that's got to be cool to be able to have that on your card, man. Speaking of cool championships, TNA Digital Media Championship will be on the line. Crazy Steve versus Lord Crew. Lord Crew is another local guy around here. Man, that one's going to be, for lack of a better term, crazy.
Real smash mouth.
These are 2 dudes that I have known for so long. I used to, back when I was at Perpetual Mid-Carter, I used to wrestle in Canada. And Crazy Steve, who was still Crazy Steve back then, I was working with Steve back in, it had to have been 2008, 2009. So me and Steve go way back. He was crazy then. He's crazy now. And Lord Crew is, I'm going to be honest, man. People look at these titles and they're like, well, obviously that's not going to change. Dude, Lord Crew just got booked for All Japan in the Champion Carnival. Like, whew.
Trust me, we said that about Revolver last Saturday, and titles changed hands, and we were like, okay, well, predictability's out the window.
Yeah.
So, gotta love that. I love when predictability's out the window. Makes it much more fun.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to happen with this show. I mean, it's once we get towards the end, and there's a dream match here that I'm excited as hell to talk about. But before we get to that, we got Freya the Slayer versus Shauna Reed. Man, I'll tell you this much: we saw Freya at OVW's Tough Love not that long ago, and she got busted open, if I remember correctly. Right? She was the one that got busted open. Bro, she is a fucking horse.
Yeah, she's
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Freya is going to be a star in professional wrestling. Shauna Reed, absolutely the same, but Freya is the Squared Circle Expo Women's Champion.
Yep.
And Shauna has been grinding and doing amazing things. These two chicks, they're gonna go at it. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I've seen them both live, and I definitely think, excuse me, first time I seen Shauna, she was 1/2 tag team champions in FGW, which I thought was really, really cool. I was intergender with her and Jacob Rose. Yeah. And then, like he said, I would see in Freya, man. I mean, both these chicks can go, dude. Like this is damn near a dream match up here, at least for kind of this local region, at least.
Yeah, if you've been watching indies around here, both of these guys, so it's gonna be pretty cool to see them clash.
Freya has that Jade Cargill air about her. Just the fucking look at me, look what a goddamn star I am, and
for sure
I love that about her.
A specimen.
And then this one.
Oh yeah, baby.
Look, dude, Hero is my hero, and the fact that we got the new rockers.
The new rockers.
The new
rockers. Bro, when I saw that, I was like, hold on. This is what I messaged the guys. I was like, dude, we're gonna have to buy tickets to this. It's gonna have to happen. We can't just go back to the hotel. We can't miss this.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because when because obviously I'm old, I don't know how to make graphics, so I have a graphics guy, and I sent him the card and photos, right? And I said, and Heath and Rhino, who, by the way, I mean, what tag team titles don't they carry, or have it carried? The Soul Shooters are an institution in this area as far as tag teams go.
Yeah.
And when I sent him the new rockers, he sent me the graphic first, and it said the new rockers, and I said, no, it's the new rockers. And he goes, oh, I thought that was a typo.
How do you stutter on a text?
Did Al take specific photos for this with Hero?
Yes. Leaf. And by the way, that's Leaf Cassidy. Just remember that. That is Leaf Cassidy.
Oh, so that's not Al Snow.
That's not Al Snow. That's Leaf Cassidy.
Oh.
I've definitely never seen him wrestle, so
you got to make a Leaf Cassidy song.
You bet your ass. I'm glad that you're telling me these
Leaf
things.
Cassidy is a heartthrob.
I thought about making 100 "fuck you, Matt Cardona" signs, but I might just make 100 Leaf Cassidy signs.
Oh my god!
I like moments with signs, man. They're fun.
So Ed, we weren't able to go to the show last year. Where do you hold the actual show at in the hotel?
So do you know where the far back room was where people were signing? Like the far back room. That's like a partition wall.
Like where,
and that wall folds down, and then that becomes the arena.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Next on our list here. My boy Jack.
Yeah.
Now this match has actually changed.
This has changed.
This match has changed.
Hold on, I did not see that. See, I thought I was up to date.
So now listen. The match is still Jack Vaughn versus Tony Gunn for the OVW Championship. However, it is now OVW Champion Tony Gunn against challenger Jack Vaughn.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what I get for not watching OVW last
week. He lost it. He lost it at March Mayhem.
Yeah.
Remember in that tag match?
No, that's my bad. So
yeah.
Oh man,
I think Jack's got to win it back, man.
Fuck Jack. Well, I'll be there yelling for him. So hopefully that'll. This one I'm also super
Great.
excited for. First off, your wife's teaming with a vampire. You got the headbangers. And our savior, Matt Taylor.
He's
I
our
fucking love
savior.
him so much. Haley Shadows and Paul Hubris. This is going to be awesome. I hope the hooks come out. I hope the headbangers are in all their glory. It's going to be so fucking exciting. For
Hooks
people.
be hooking, headbangers be banging.
The last time I saw Hooks wrestle, he was I'm pretty sure he was beating you, Ed, over the head with a water bottle bat of some kind, and you were grabbing a beer out of Cephas's hand, saying it would help you.
It did.
I'm gonna be completely honest. That sounds entirely made up. That just sounds like a made up story.
The best part about that whole thing was after the match, you're walking to the back, and I hear you go, "You're still giving me a ride home, right?" It popped me, dude.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. That actually didn't happen. But you know,
that sounds fun.
That was the I think it was the first show we attended together. What?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Battle
It was the first show me and Bo ever attended together.
Yeah, that's
Battle on the Border.
This podcast. You know,
that was my last match that I've had. That was it. That was my last match.
They already had the podcast by then, but at that time I was being absorbed like venom.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, that was also my first match in like 3 or 4 years.
You did great, man.
I was not booked on that show.
No, I know.
For the record. I literally just wanted something to do and a place to go drink beers.
Yeah.
And I texted Hooks and I said, "Hey, are you working this show?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Can you come pick me up?" And he was like, "Yeah." And as a pro wrestler, no matter what, as a pro wrestler, you take your gear with you. Yeah. You have to. And I brought my gear, and as soon as we walked in the building, promoter was like, "Hey, Hooks' opponent didn't show up, Ed. Can you do this?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not." And then I started drinking, and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it."
That was awesome, dude. I remember how surprised Bo was. He was like, "That's my friend. He's not even supposed to be here. This is awesome." It was great.
All right, next match.
I definitely popped harder than anyone else, but definitely next match. Look at this one.
Ooh,
versus Double A.
I'm telling you right now, my neck hurts when I booked this match. My neck hurt, and these two chicks, whoo, Suplex City.
Yeah,
man.
So many suplexes. So just everything about that. This is one of those matches that you're like, these two don't really wrestle in any. You know, they wrestle in a lot of promotions, but never at the same one. And you're like, man, that'd be a cool match. And then you end up making it happen. So
for the premier streaming women's championship.
Hell yeah.
Now, we talked about this earlier. Now, I said there's at least one dream match. I think there's two. And I think this is the first of two right here. And
oh, my God. Yes.
Fucking two of the most punchable faces are going to punch each other's faces. And fuck, man. You talk about, you never know when a championship could change. Bro, just throwing this out there. Carson Drake is a signed NWA professional wrestler competitor. So it is very logical and reasonable that he could walk away with this championship at the Squared Circle Expo. Just first off, to see the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship be defended in front of me is like a whole nother level of awesome.
And it's one of those things too, especially for me, as I like to think that I'm a way better promoter than I ever was as a wrestler. But to have a company like the NWA, to have a company like OVW, to have a company like New Japan, to have a company like TNA trust me and trust us with their championships and their championship matches, and allow me to pick the opponents, and for all of these companies to allow that for us, because I had to get permission from each one of these promotions and each one of these promoters to agree. And for them to put their belief in me, my partner Adolfo, my wife, Adolfo's wife, and allow us to have these type of title matches on this show, to me, that's winning the world title for me. That these guys allow that.
Well, and like you said, you've been doing this. What is the 4th year you've done it?
Yep.
I mean, that's a shit ton of growth in a very short amount of time, man.
Brother, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
Midwest loves them some wrestling.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about this match, man. Now, this one here, this was the match where I was like, holy fucking shit. He's booking everyone. I can't believe that we're going to see Ultimo Dragon.
Yes.
In person. And he's going to beat the shit out of Matt Cardona. And like we've said a million times, fuck Matt Cardona. So it's going to be real awesome to see him get his ass kicked by a absolute legend. Which, by the way, he's going to be there signing autographs. Both of those guys are going to be there signing autographs. All these people you see on these cards are going to be there. This is the greatest wrestling experience, and it's pretty much in the center of the United States. Like, granted, single day tickets are sold out. There's single day tickets left for Friday, right? Or is that sold out?
There is single day tickets left for Friday, and we're gonna have an allotment at the door for Saturday. We're just no longer pre-selling Saturday. The allotment is going to be for at the door only. So anybody who's watching and wants to come on Saturday, show up early, man. Show up early.
Be the early
Because it's
bird.
going to be limited.
Yeah, man, we're excited. It's going to be a super fun time for us. Like I said, we're going to try to smudge as much as we can. We got so much stuff, quality stuff to give out to the patrons that are. I mean, we got little Join the Dad World Order bracelets. We got coasters and magnets and buttons and stickers and hoodies and T-shirts and hats and beanies.
Oh my!
Oh my!
Yeah.
And,
What up, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
Also, Josh saying, "What's up, Ed?"
What is up, man? What is up?
so when you got done booking that, man, were you just like, I'm proud of me?
I'm going to be honest, that card, and again, just the fact that so many big global international promotions agreed to let me have their titles. This is going to make me sound like a dick, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I promise I'm not. But you are not going to find a card in indie pro wrestling like this card this year or the next. Like, I mean, come on.
With that many different globally, nationally, internationally known promotions, title matches.
Yes,
So diverse. It's so diverse.
TNA, NWA, SCX,
NJPW,
NJPW, and I'm blanking. There's one more.
OVW.
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 Yeah.
That's 6 companies right there in one card.
Yeah.
It's exactly what like Kevin Sullivan was talking about the other night.
We had Kevin Sullivan on for a minute on our show last Tuesday, and we asked him, what would be the best way for indie companies to really thrive in today's market. And he said they need to work together. Because basically his long and short of it is they all need to work together and promote together like territory days.
I agree.
Bro, you've got a super territory clash going on right now, and it's all
And just talent, just pure talent, man. I mean, there's not a single person, whether they're a worldly known star or a local guy or girl. I put my stamp of approval on every individual that's going to be in that ring, regardless of what their status is in the world today. I think they're all going to be stars.
Hell yeah.
We got a comment here I got to bring up. Can't wait for year 4. Let's do it. Fuck Matt Cardona and Carson Drake rocks. Ever rare Carson Drake fan.
I am a Carson Drake fan. So
You know what?
Hey,
He's good at what he does.
I'm a fan of Carson Drake.
Just kidding.
uh,
Oh man.
So, let me
Yeah,
ask
dude.
you,
go ahead.
what will make this, this event this weekend a success for you? Is it hinged on like how well the actual like wrestling event goes, or is it, is one that
So
thing
it's
outweigh
next
the other?
weekend. It's not this weekend. Don't confuse
I'm
people.
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
It's next weekend. Honestly, what will make this event a success to me? Again, I speak about things like experiences. As long as because look, you can't please everybody. That's just the nature of the beast. There's
Yes.
always going to be a complainer, especially when you're working with this many people in the public. But as long as the complaints are at a minimum and as many people as humanly possible had a good time, that's what I'm for, man. I'm a party guy, man. I want to have a good time, so I want you guys to have a good time, and I want everybody to have a good time. So, and I know that's so cheesy, but I'm not kidding. Like when we have meetings and conversations, my question, thankfully, my partner's question is always, how much is it going to cost? It's never my question. My question is, how is this going to make it a better day or a better weekend or a better event? How can we make it better for the people that are paying? So as long as everybody has a good time, as cheesy as that sounds, I'm going to have a good time.
No, I mean, that's how you make a memorable event, dude. I mean, like I said, me and Mike went last year with our families, and I mean, as soon as we left, we were like, yeah, we can't wait for the next one. Like that was, I met Mick Foley for the first time. Like that was bucket list for me. I got him tattooed on my freaking arm. Like that's my guy.
We met Kevin
And
Nash.
yeah, we met Kevin Nash.
He's
like,
holding.
holy shit.
Yeah,
I got to bring my 8-year-old daughter who got to meet all of her favorites and like didn't shut up about it the entire ride home to Cincinnati. It was an amazing event. You bring your kids to, you can enjoy it as an adult, just all of it. I love it.
I'm going to get to fulfill a lifelong wish here. I'm going to get this.
Is that a black scorpion mask?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
You guys might be a little too young for the black scorpion.
Come on, man. I'm a wrestling historian. But no,
I don't know about young. I just don't know who he is.
It's Ric Flair.
It's Ric Flair under a
mask.
mask.
No shit.
Yeah. But meeting Kane is going to be bucket list level for me. I was telling my wife, like, short of you guys booking The Undertaker or Stone Cold Steve Austin, that I don't think there's any bigger for me. So the fact that I'm going to get to mark Kane off of my bucket list of wrestling people, I hope he's willing to do a wrestling T-shirt because I'm going to ask him, and hopefully he's down to do a video with me. We'll see. I know sometimes people are for it, sometimes they aren't, but I know that there's enough there that if he says no, I know Matt Hardy will say yes, and I know that Elias will say yes. So there's at least I'm going to aim for Kane. We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna, for me, it's gonna be a hectic weekend. It's gonna be a wild weekend. But you know what, man, it's gonna be such a good time, and hopefully everybody else has a good time. My favorite. Everybody goes, "What's your favorite part of the weekend?" My favorite part of the weekend is Friday night, getting a little tipsy and singing karaoke, like, because that's what we do. We're not a flea market. If that makes sense. I always kind of compare certain conventions to flea markets, to where it's just a guy sitting behind a table selling his merch. We're not that. That exists. It's there, and it's kind of the overall purpose. But there's something to do, and whether it's 4:00 in the afternoon, 9:00 at night, or midnight, you're going to have something to do, and that midnight one is going to be me having drinks and singing karaoke.
So
can I please join?
So hold on, is this
I'll be right there with you.
Karaoke?
What's that?
Yes, ticketed karaoke.
Nope. Completely included.
I will be there, and I will be singing at the top of my lungs.
No, the only ticket, and that was the other thing that we try to do that a lot of places don't do, especially in the wrestling realm, is, don't get me wrong, we have ticketed events, right? Jeff Hardy's concert is a ticketed event. The wrestling shows are ticketed events. But when it comes to the Q&A panels, the after hours parties, whether it's, karaoke or whatever, that's all included with the cost of your ticket.
No
Yeah.
shit.
That's cool, man.
I did not know
really
that.
cool.
So that the 420 panel is part of my ticket.
That is part of your ticket, my friend.
Ha! I will be away from the table during that
And
panel.
it would put a sign
Is it-
up.
Is it called that because they're doing it at 4:20 in the afternoon?
I would have.
No, well, they're doing it because it's Squared Circle 4.
Yeah.
And well, those 3 individuals
Are
You know,
all
so
over
it's-
the age? They're all over the age of 20. Yes.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's how we booked it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Just so you know, I had to fight for that. Just to FYI,
You're
I
in
had to fight
Indiana,
for it.
yeah.
You're in Indiana. You're in the heart of Indiana. That's like cops hate you for weed state. So.
And I don't partake. FYI, I don't partake. But I just thought, I go, look at all these people we have. We have the Godfather, Matt Riddle, and RVD.
Yeah.
Beyond wrestling, what are these 3 individuals mostly known for? We got to make that a panel. Have to.
Yep.
And the question came up. We're a family-friendly event. Is this a little on the nose? Is it? And I said it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
People will know, like,
Educational.
if you're gonna bring
Yes.
your kid to that, you're a,
already
and
know.
don't know what it is, you're a moron. So
420. What does this mean?
what is this? Oh,
That's like the
Must be the
420
room
leg
number.
drop with Rey Mysterio and RVD. They got that past Vince because they said that, that we have 4 feet, 4 legs, and 20 toes. That's why we call it the 420 leg drop.
Wow.
Oh.
that's amazing.
So besides the 420 panel, what other panels you got that we could tell the guys about here?
Hardy Boys.
What's
Hell
that?
yeah.
The Hardy Boys.
Somebody said Party Boys. I was like, I didn't know Jackass was going to be there.
Nick Nemeth.
Oh,
Former
man.
Dolph Ziggler. Women of Wrestling. Nation of Domination reunion.
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome.
God, that's going to be great.
Bro,
I mean, come on, Nation of Domination.
That's gonna be sick.
I think they have only reunited one other time since they all left the WWE. They've only reunited one other time, and
Wow.
this is only the second time that all 4 of them have been together.
That's
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm glad, Farouk chose to get rid of that pissant The Rock so we didn't have to see him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have been pissed if he was there.
that guy never amounted to anything.
Yeah, he didn't do shit.
I just want to meet Ron Simmons so freaking bad.
Oh, he's the best. Ron Simmons is the best.
What a dude. And I brought my daughter to that women in wrestling panel you guys had last year, and that was so cool. I mean, she was enthralled. I mean, it was Mickey James and Allison Kay, Marty Bell, and it was so cool hearing them talk about it. And she's just sitting there, a little 7-year-old, just like and
that's one panel that I feel that we have every year, because the women in pro wrestling have such a different experience than the men do. They have to work harder. I'll be the first one to tell you, a woman in pro wrestling has to work twice as hard to get the respect of the boys and to really just hone the craft. And that's one of my favorite panels, and that's just one that I will always fight for to be on, because with our shows we have so many different women that we can get that perspective from each and every different person.
Yeah,
And like you said, your 7-year-old daughter, how that could have just made her a wrestling fan. You know what I mean? Maybe you brought her, she didn't like wrestling, but she's your kid, so she had to go. But now she's listening to absolute legends. And I'm sorry if anybody disagrees, but I think Mickey James is legitimately the greatest of all time. And I will argue till I'm dead that Mickey James is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
And I have to shout out Athena as well, because when we were there last year, she remembered my daughter from shows she had seen her at previously and literally brought her around. And she was like, "Hey, this is my friend Mickey James. This is my friend Willow Nightingale." Like, took her around the room and like introduced her. But it was just like mind-blowing experience for her.
I was popping for it, and I wasn't even part of it. I was just a witness.
But like, as a dad, I mean, obviously we're the Dad World Order podcast. So like I'm fanboying when I'm there. but I brought her with me because she loves wrestling, with me. She goes to shows with me, everything like that. So getting to see her experience that and the joy on her face. I mean, I still got pictures and everything from the event last year. I show people all the time, like, look how happy she was meeting all these people. She's got a picture with Ruby Soho, just like, like just having a blast. I love it.
And I'm gonna. Ruby's not with us this year, but she was with us last year.
Mhm.
I cannot put. I've known her for a long time. I knew her when she was Heidi Lovelace on the Indies. I've known her for a long time. I want to put her over because she did something that I don't think 90% of the talent would do. Her flight into Indianapolis got canceled.
Oh shit.
We went home, got in her car, and drove.
How far away?
She's in Cleveland. It's still a 4+ hour drive.
In drive, yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, she got in her car. She said, "I'm not missing it." She got in her car and drove.
Wow.
Yeah, she's awesome, man.
And for that, I couldn't put her over enough.
My daughter met her at Horror Hound, and she had a Ruby Soho shirt on, and Ruby instantly came from behind the table, gave her a big hug, and took pictures with her, and was just super excited. And my daughter, I guess, like I've said often, Ruby Soho could come out on stage and just, like, I don't know, eat a kitten, and my daughter would be like, "You know what? That kitten deserved it." I love it, man. I love kids be fans of wrestling.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
Because we were all kids. I mean, I was at least a kid that was a fan of pro wrestling. And
my parents hated wrestling, though, so it's like I didn't have to sneak and watch it, but they're just watching that.
You know what? I'll do you one better. As a child growing up in the 80s, because I'm old, my father was a professional boxer.
Okay.
And do you want to know who would hate pro wrestling more than anybody? A professional boxer from he was in the 60s and 70s, but in the 80s. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I still remember the moment I was able to get him to watch pro wrestling with me. It was Saturday night's main event, and James Buster Douglas was the referee.
Oh shit!
It was a tag match. I want to say it was Savage and Zeus against Hogan and somebody, but James Buster Douglas was the referee, and that's how I got my father to at least watch wrestling with me.
God, it's so funny you brought up Zeus, dude. I was literally just talking. My son just watched Friday and Next Friday for the first time, and I was like, Debo used to be a wrestler. He was like, he even did a movie with Hogan, and like he came in, had a gimmick in the WWF. As Zeus had the Z's cut into, everything bald but the Z's in his head. He was a crazy dude, man.
Yeah. I've got to work with him in our previous venture a couple times before he passed, and he was actually a really cool dude. But he stays in Debo gimmick almost the whole time. Like almost the whole time, he is in full Debo gimmick.
That's great.
Which you got to respect.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to see Pops do stand up years back. And it was literally just him on stage, like just saying lines from all the movies he's done. A lot of Friday lines. It was definitely worth the price of the ticket just to see him do that. Told stories and other things though. Bang, 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 bang.
Hot sauce on my burrito.
I was popping in when he's watching it yesterday and saying all the lines. Dad, shut up.
Dude, that's what you got to do to your kids, though. I do that.
Let Mr. Cube do it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, listen, I love putting over Squared Circle Expo, and I love talking to you guys, but I'm an old man, and I have to go to bed because I'm old.
You're good. We can wrap it up a few minutes early. That's no problem, man. We're excited to see you next week, and I know you've got a lot of shit on your fucking plate.
Yeah, if you see a blur in zebra pants, just know I'm there. That's me.
Okay.
Listen, I'm wearing blue pants all weekend too, man. So we're gonna have that blend in. Like Serengeti of pro wrestling fans.
There you go.
All right. Well, you got anything else you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, just follow us on social medias. Squared Circle Expo. That's on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. the whole thing, or X, whatever they call it now. I don't know. I'm old.
No.
But, follow us on the socials. Go to squaredcirclex.com. There are still Friday pre-sale tickets available. You can see the whole lineup. You can see, the schedule of events, the whole nine, squaredcirclex.com.
Hell yeah, man. Well, boys, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Can't wait till next weekend.
Hell yeah, dude. It's going to be awesome.
All right, guys. Well, hey, you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, dude. We're the DWO podcast. I'm Big Rig, Eric Maffey. He's Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He's Wrestling T-shirt guy Cephas. And he is Ed Gonzales. As always, check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DW_pod. Get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees and T Public. And until next time, top dads out.